So you've been learning Python. You've got the basics down, but now you're probably hitting that big question. Okay, what do I actually do with this? Well, you've come to the right place. Today, we're going to connect those dots and move you from learning the code to building a future with it. Right? This is the question. You know how to write a function, you know what a loop is, but how does that turn into a career? How do you get from where you are now to what companies are actually paying people to do? Let's break that down right now.
You know, the simplest answer is Python does pretty much everything. It's kind of the secret ingredient of the modern internet. It's the invisible engine running in the background of websites you use every day. It's the brains behind AI. It's the silent guardian automating security tasks. And it's even the architect for massive cloud systems. Its reach is absolutely incredible.
Okay, so here's our game plan for today. First, we're going to look at why Python is so dominant. Then we'll map out the exact career paths this opens up for you. After that, I'm going to share the secret Python Plus formula for actually getting hired. We'll look at the future of the language, and then most importantly, we'll wrap up with your concrete next steps. Sound good? All right, let's dive into section 1. Python is everywhere. Let's really get to the bottom of why this one language has taken over so much of the tech world. Look, Python's success is no accident. It really boils down to 3 simple but powerful things. First, it's readable. It almost looks like plain English, which makes it easier to learn and way easier to work with on big teams. Second, it is incredibly flexible. You can use it for just about anything. And third, and this is a big one, it is fast. Not necessarily fast to run, but fast to develop with. You can take an idea and turn it into working code so much quicker than with other languages.
And because of those strengths, everybody uses it. Think about it. Startups love it because they can build their product and get to market super fast. Huge enterprise companies, they use it for crunching massive amounts of data. Researchers can test out new ideas without getting bogged down in complicated code. And of course, for students, it's one of the best front doors into the entire world of programming. It just works for everyone.
So all of that popularity translates directly into opportunity for you, which brings us to section 2, your future career paths. This is where we stop talking about the language and start talking about your job, your profession. So here are some of the heavy hitters. As a data scientist, you're like a detective, using Python to find clues in mountains of data. As a back-end developer, you're the one building the engine that makes a website or an app actually work. Machine learning engineer, you're literally building the future with AI. And in roles like automation or security, you're the person making systems smarter, faster, and safer. Each one is a totally different and super valuable career. And I want you to really let this sink in. Every single one of those amazing, high-paying jobs, they all start from the exact same place. They start with the fundamentals that you are learning and practicing right this very minute. You're already on the path.
But just being on the path isn't enough, right? So for section 3, we need to talk about what I call the Python Plus formula. And listen up, because this is probably the single most important piece of advice for turning your skills into a job offer.
I'm just going to leave that on the screen for a second. Python alone won't get you a job. Now, that might sound a little harsh, but I promise you, understanding this one sentence is the key that unlocks everything else. Here's the idea. Python is a tool. It's an amazing, powerful tool, like a top-of-the-line drill. But just owning a drill doesn't make you a carpenter, does it? Of course not. What matters is what you build with it. Your value, the reason someone will hire you, comes from combining Python with other specialized skills to solve a real problem. And here's exactly what that formula looks like. You take Python plus web frameworks like Django or Flask, and that equals a backend developer. You take Python plus a deep knowledge of statistics and data libraries like Pandas, and that equals a data scientist. Python plus machine learning concepts, well, you get the idea. It's the combination that creates real, hireable value. Now, this naturally leads to a really important question for anyone putting in the hard work to learn this stuff. And that's what we're tackling in section 4. Is your investment in Python actually future-proof? Yeah, it's the elephant in the room for any technology, isn't it? Is some new, shiny language going to come along tomorrow and make everything you've learned totally obsolete? Well, the short answer is a pretty confident no. Here's why. Programming languages don't really just vanish. They evolve, and Python is constantly evolving. It's getting faster, the tools are getting better, but its real secret weapon, its biggest defense, is its gigantic ecosystem. all the libraries, the frameworks, and the millions of people in its community. You just can't replace that overnight. It's here to stay. So, knowing that Python is a safe bet should give you a ton of confidence. And we're going to use that confidence in our final section, your next move. We've talked about the why and the what. Now let's get into the how. Here is your actionable plan to keep moving forward. Okay, the way forward is about doing, not just watching. It's time to stop the tutorial marathon and start building stuff. Even if it's tiny, try to write some code every single day, even for just 15 minutes. And this one is my favorite. Go break things on purpose. Because fixing errors is where you really learn. Explore all the cool libraries out there, and then, this is key, pick a direction and go deep. And when I say pick a direction, I mean one of these big highways. Web development, data science, AI, automation. You don't have to master all of them. In fact, you shouldn't even try. Just pick the one that sounds the most exciting to you and commit to it. Specializing is your superpower. And as you're on this journey, I want you to burn this thought into your brain. Every single professional developer you look up to, every person building those amazing things we talked about, they all started in the exact same spot you're in right now. Learning, confused, and probably making a whole lot of mistakes. You are on a well-worn path. So that brings us to the end. You've got the foundation, the tools are right there in your hands, the roadmap is clear. So the only question left, and it's the most exciting question of all, is what will you build?